I want to welcome our next storyteller, who is Tess. Tess was Dan and my TA for from 20, we were talking about this. She was our TA for 2.5 years, like a superstar TA along with Michelle and our other TAs. But let's welcome Tess to the stage.
And Austin, I want to thank you for saying a couple words after showing that picture, because I need a few moments to fight back those tears. That was really incredible. The most memorable day of my life was a Sunday. That morning, I packed my water bottle, I packed my snack from my co-op from dinner the night before, because my improv troupe, was headed to an improv competition in San Francisco. I didn't get into San Francisco a lot, but I was there for the stage time. It was very exciting. We were gonna go get to perform on a professional improv stage. Probably the first time for a lot of us, because we'd been doing college improv, some, high school before that. But this was a professional stage. None of us expected to win, but you got at minimum a 20-minute set on that stage. Our first round goes incredibly well. Our suggestion is sci-fi, and I get to play a space mom who brings her kids space snacks, and it felt amazing. Admittedly, in part because we were the best group up there. We were up against 2 or 3 other groups that first round, and we beat them all. We were the top group, and we got sent through to the final round after the dinner break later. In the afternoon, there was one more round of other teams to go. So we stuck around to watch that. Beforehand, we're talking about the final round, what we're gonna do, our strategy, and I say, guys, we have to do a musical. They're like, Tess, I don't know, we're not so sure about that. And I tell them, no way, we're the only ones that brought a musical improviser, someone on the piano. It will blow them away, and we could actually win this competition. Finally, after a lot of cajoling, I tell them, don't worry, guys, I will be there to help you through it. At this point, I was kind of a leader in the group, hopefully, and they said, okay, Tess, fine, we'll do it. We'll do a musical. You've broken us down. That afternoon, we get to see the other groups perform in the afternoon, see who we'll be up against. And I'm eating my snack, sitting in the back of the theater as we're watching these other groups. Once again, you know what? These guys aren't that much better than us. We could take this, or at least, make a really strong showing. After that round, it's time for the dinner break, right before the final round. We walk across the street to a diner for dinner, and as we're walking down the street, about to cross onto the crosswalk, I start to feel kind of sleepy. I'm thinking, okay, I'm a college student. College students don't get enough sleep, even though that week I had been sleeping enough. I don't remember walking into the diner. All of a sudden, I have the menu out in front of me like this, and there's water in front of me. I don't remember anyone bringing us water, and my heart is racing. I can't think straight. I've just come from a competition where the entire point is thinking straight, so I'm not used to this. By this point, I've gotten my bearings at least a little bit and realized that I'm gonna need some help here. So I grab a friend and go to the bathroom, because just in case I pass out and wake up in a hospital, I want someone there with me. First, I hope maybe, okay, I'm a little bit nauseous, so maybe if I just throw up, I'll feel better, but that's not quite happening. So I sit down on the toilet. I'm still fully clothed, but just to sit down and take stock. My friend asks me, what are your symptoms? My heart is racing. We took my pulse. It was 160 beats per minute. My mind is totally foggy. I cannot think straight. Thirdly, every moment feels as if I'm waking from a dream. Now she goes, okay, I wasn't expecting that last one, but okay. I run through everything. At this moment, I wonder, is this what having a stroke is like? Is this what having a panic attack is like? Because I hadn't had one at that point. Everything, it doesn't quite fit, but I know that it's something that I've never experienced before. Finally, my friend asks me, half jokingly, but half really asking, "Did someone drug you?" And that's when it clicked. I was the one who had drugged me. That snack that I took from my co-op, some of you in the audience I know are Stanford people, might know the associations with EBF. It was the stoner co-op. That dinner that snack was left over from, I was not at that dinner, and they had not labeled the food from the night before, so I had eaten 5 doses of a pot cookie. 5 doses, the recommended amount for a stoner to like have a fun night. So luckily I wasn't dying. I was just high out of my mind. At this point, I am so elated. I've never been so happy to be so high in my entire life. It wasn't really ever my thing to begin with, so it's not a feeling that I'm used to, but at least at this point, I know it's just a waiting game. We're just waiting this out. So at this point, while it's still really scary to not have control over my own body, it's kind of fun because you realize, okay, other people maybe know some snippet of how to help me. My friend is trying to feed me toast. I will not eat the toast. This really kind waitress keeps trying to feed me soda water because she thinks I'm hungover, and we're like, thank you so much, but that's not really it. And I'm weeping every time that I laugh, and I'm with my comedy friends, so I'm just like ugly crying this whole time, but cracking up at the same time. Finally, my friend asks me, okay, it's time for the final round. Can you perform at all? I'm like, no, I am so solidly out of commission. At that point, I was not even feeling up to sitting in the audience. Like sitting in the dark room with other people was just gonna be way too much for me. So I wait backstage in the green room area where people wait to go on stage and perform. So as I sit there eating some pistachios that have been approved, untainted pistachios, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, more myself, and I think that that's the end of it. It was the end of that for today, for that day, for that Sunday. I felt much better, of course, coming back down to earth, as it were. But that was the first time that I knew what it was like to not know what was going on inside my own body. In the years since, I've realized that, like a lot of people, I deal with anxiety, and the way that it presents itself in me, especially the last couple of years, is that I think that I'm dying. All of a sudden, I know that that's what's happening, and my brain says, no, you're not, but my body says, I don't know, you might be. Some of the symptoms are the same. My heart starts racing, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on inside me. The last time I told this story, Michelle asked me, how did it change you? And I always look for how it changed me for the better. It never occurred to me to think the other way. I always thought, oh, it was maybe about letting off control, letting my fellow team members take care of me. But I realize now that was the first time that I just knew what that felt like. And every time since then, sometimes I'll think about it and think, you don't always know what's going on inside, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But obviously it's something that is still reality for me. But that Sunday, I was feeling better. I had passed the big hump. I waited as my team went on stage and performed a musical without me, and they won the tournament. And guess what? They let me hold the plaque in the picture. Thank you.
Oh,